Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Well, today is Mother's Day, and so we have a special greeting and gratitude that we're extending to those who provide mothering joy, love, and behavior with others and to others. You don't need to be physically to be a mother to be mothering. So I'll let you know, I'm not a mother, but I'm mothering. Not smothering, mothering. We are grateful for that kind of love. Well, I'm Wendy Erickson. I'm your worship assistant today for our Sunday service. So I welcome you to Unity North Spiritual Center in Coon Rapids, Minnesota. I'm filling in for some of Reverend Kathy's usual parts in the service today since she's feeling a little under the weather. And we have our own licensed Unity teacher speaking today, Rhonda Italiano. So, yay. Unity North Spiritual Center is an inclusive community, and we welcome and accept all people. We are part of the greater Unity movement with world headquarters just southwest of Kansas City, Missouri. It's gorgeous, by the way. Unity publishes the Daily Word magazine and has been focused on prayer for 35 continuous years. So prayer is the heart and soul of Unity. Our prayer chaplain today is Nancy Helvig. She is here. She has her arm extended, for those of you who can see it. Wrong camera. It's okay. We're good. Her phone number will be displayed in our announcements at the end of the service, so feel free to give her a call after service today. She will be glad to pray with you. Today, we have our producers. We have Brandy and Chris. They're in the back. They're signing in, they're waving to you. Thank you for everything you're doing. We also have our musicians back with us once more again. Two of my favorites, Amy and Adams. Thank you so much. And also, we're giving thanks to Rhonda, who's going to lead us in the meditation, as well as our lesson today. Thank you, Rhonda. Let's move to our vision and mission statement. Isn't that right? Yes. All right. Join with me, if you will. Our vision statement is first. Centered in prayer, we create for all a world of love, harmony, and abundance. And our mission statement, celebrating spirit, exploring truths, awakening hearts, inspiring dreams, serving community. And our values are listed below that. And now please stand and join Amy and Adams in singing. I believe it's Weave. Nope. Joyful, joyful, we adore thee.
Joyful, joyful, we adore thee, God of glory, God of love. Hearts full of flowers before thee, open to the sun above. Let the clouds of sin and sadness drive the dark of doubt away. Giver of immortal gladness, fill us with the light of day. All thy works rejoice around the earth, and heaven reflect the rays. Stars of angels sing around thee, center of unspoken praise. Field and forest, vale and mountain, flowery meadow, flashing sea,
Thank you, Amy and Mark, as always, for your music. I love that song. It's such a happy song. Well, again, good morning to everyone. This is the time in our service when we greet one another. If you're on Zoom, turn on your cameras if you are able. If anyone is joining us for the first time today on Zoom, can you wave and let us know that you're here? We're all waving to people all the time anyway. We're going back and forth from the audience. We have Joy the Blessed there. Hi. Is that your Joy? Yes. That's Kira's Joy. Woo, thank you. If you can unmute yourself, you can let us know where you're from, although, Joy, I know you're from St. Paul-ish.
She still likes to talk for herself.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. All right, thank you. And if you're in the sanctuary anew, can you please wave as well and let us know? Thank you very much. This is Carol, friends of Amy and Mark. Yeah.
Galena, Illinois.
From Galena, Illinois, which is a gorgeous little town. So, did I say that out loud so you all know where it was? Galena, Illinois, for those online. It's really pretty. So welcome to everyone here in our sanctuary and online. And the rest of you, you all wave to each other real quick. All right. At this time, we take a moment for prayer requests. I'd like you to take a breath or two to further our center selves, as that centering started when we greeted each other, acknowledging our presence here in oneness. So as you breathe in, bring in peace, love, and joy within. And release stress, worry, and fear on your exhales. Instead of saying your requests out loud, we invite you to speak a name or prayer request silently in the sanctuary, or if you're on Zoom, aloud in the privacy of your home. And hold these requests in silence. We give thanks in advance for answered prayers. And we say, thank you, God. And so it is. Amen. Remain seated, centered, and still for our daily word. Today's daily word for Sunday, May 11th, 2025, is Mother's Love. The tenderness of Mother's love shows me the presence of God on earth. Love is a life-giving force, a tremendous power that binds all people in God. It is through this love we are all members of one family. A mother and all those who selflessly share motherly love give warmth and depth to the free-flowing love of God. There is something so pure, so warm, and comforting about a mother's love. This is the love that encourages me when I doubt myself, that accepts me when the world feels cold, and that celebrates my successes and helps me shine. No matter how Mother's love comes into my life, I recognize and give thanks for its divine source. As the motherly love I have felt throughout my life has blessed me, I pray those who have loved me so tenderly and fiercely know the love of God as they have shared it so generously. From Proverbs 31, verse 29, many women have done excellently, but you surpass them all. Today's daily word for May 11th, Mother's Love. And now, Amy and Mark are going to lead us in a meditation song.
I invite you to settle into your chairs. Let your eyes gently close. And be mindful of the chair that supports you. Let that be a reminder that you don't have to do this day or any day by yourself. You are held, you are supported, you are seen. Today is Mother's Day. Let us consider our Divine Mother, our earthly mother, and the mother within. Know that we are now in the presence of the Divine Mother, who was worshipped from the beginning. We are all daughters and sons of the primal feminine. She has had many names: Aphrodite, Gaia, Isis, Kuan Yin, Persephone, Shakti, Sophia, Kali, Corn Woman, Grandmother, Spider Woman, Hecate, Mary. She is Mother. She is birth. She is death. She is rebirth. Let us imagine ourselves in the arms of this great Mother Presence, enfolded in her loving care, safe and warm and comfortable, totally nurtured. If we have a challenge in our lives, let us call it forth in our minds and emotions and turn it over to her right now. We do not have to handle it ourselves. We are never alone. And as we surrender to her powerful comfort in this presence of pure love, all of our cares and troubles dissolve away. Let us rest in the silence to feel her comfort. Thank you, Mother, for your unconditional love. We send our blessing to you and to our earthly mother, wherever she is, here on the earth plane or beyond in the spirit realm. We thank her for the gift of life. We are here because of her labors. And we give thanks to the mother within, the nurturing, loving, mystical, intuitive part of ourselves. Whether we are male or female, we activate the mother within and call it forth now. Thank you, Goddess, for your divine presence. You help us to feel connected to one another. We return to this time and place in a spirit of gratitude for the presence of Mother God, who goes before us, loving us, nurturing us, and making beautiful our way. And so it is. Blessed be.
This is a song by Irving Berlin, which we felt really describes a mother's love.
My mama used to sing this. I always thought she was divine and singing for me. And we'll ask you to join us. I'll be loving you always, with a love that's true, always. When the things you plan need a helping hand, I will understand always, always. Days may not be fair, always. That's when I'll be there, always. Not for just an hour, not for just a day, not for just a year, but always. Ooh. Here's where we need your echo. I'll be loving you when, with a love that's true, when the things you plan need a helping hand, I will understand always, always. Days may not be fair, always. That's when I'll be there, always. Not for just an hour, not for just a day, not for just a year, but always. Not for just an hour, not for just a day, not for just a year, but always.
Thank you. This story is called I Know CPR. My mother had just finished taking a CPR class at a local college when she and I were in the mall and saw a big crowd gathered around a still body. Mom took off running at a speed I did not know she could muster, yelling, "Everyone back, I know CPR." Just as she threw herself next to the body and was about to begin, a pair of strong hands pulled her to her feet. "Ma'am," said a police officer beside her, "we are trying to arrest this man." Oops. This story is called The Escort Service. Chris hasn't heard this yet. My mother began getting calls from men who misdialed the similar number of an escort service. Mom, who had had her number for years, asked the telephone company to change the organization's number. They refused. The calls kept coming day and night. Finally, Mom began telling the gentleman who called that the company had gone out of business. Within a week, the escort service voluntarily changed its number. I could have gone on for the whole talk with funny stories. Today we honor and allow ourselves to be inspired by all mothers, including our Mother God. One author, speaking of our Divine Mother, said, "The oldest and most enduring image of the Divine Feminine made by human hands is the Goddess as Great Mother. Humanity has imagined her as the immensity of cosmic space, the moon as the earth and nature. She is the age-old symbol of the invisible dimension of soul and the instinctive intelligence that informs it. We live within her being, yet we know almost nothing about her. She is everything that is still unfathomed by us about the nature of the universe, matter, and the invisible energy that circulates through all the different aspects of her being. I have a cheerleader back there. Are you agreeing with me? She spins and weaves the shimmering robe of life in which we live and through which we are all connected to cosmic life. In all early cultures, there are many images that were felt to belong to or describe the Great Mother. Certain forms, such as the circle, the oval, the wavy line, the meander, and the spiral, are, as early as the Paleolithic era, recognizable as the signature of the Great Mother. It is from the Neolithic era that we have inherited all the images related to her as an invisible flow of energy that brings life into being, sustains and transforms it, and withdraws it into a hidden dimension for rebirth or regeneration. This process is rhythmic, and rhythm is a primary characteristic of the Great Mother. The sea, along with the moon, is the most ancient image of her and the dimension of invisible soul. The great ocean of space is the Great Mother as well, from which everything that we are has emerged. I invite you to take a drive to the ocean, or imagine it if it's not possible, and as you look out, know the sea as Divine Mother. Take in her presence and power. Or look into space at night and know that you are held in her loving embrace. Or look into the eyes of another and know that any time someone is an example of nurturing love, he or she is an expression of the Great Mother. Mother God invites us to focus on receptivity, nurturing, compassion, tenderness, on mysticism, dreams, intuition, and the future of the world's children. And yet she has a fiercely protective side, like a mother bear. She will be totally loving, but she can become fierce when it comes to protecting her children, the world's environment, and the beauty of creation. There's a story told that after a forest fire in Yellowstone National Park, forest rangers found a bird literally petrified in ashes, perched statuesquely on the ground at the base of a tree. Somewhat sickened by the eerie sight, one ranger knocked over the bird with a stick. When he struck it, 3 tiny chicks scurried from under their dead mother's wings. The loving mother, keenly aware of impending danger, had carried her offspring to the base of the tree and had gathered them under her wings, instinctively knowing that the toxic smoke would rise. She could have flown to safety, but had refused to abandon her babies. When the blaze had arrived and the heat had singed her small body, the mother had remained steadfast because she had been willing to die so those under the cover of her wings would live. The Great Mother has manifested as Isis, Kali, Shekinah, Shakti, Artemis, Sophia, Demeter, Kuan Yin, and many others. In our Western culture, she is Mary, and Mary differs from the other goddess archetypes because she has lived as a flesh and blood woman. The encounters with Mary seem to be increasing today. Reports of her manifestations total over 30,000, and those are only the reported ones. Some say that Mary brings an awareness to the world that we desperately need at this time, a nourishing spirit of love that can help to reverse the tide of violence and bloodshed. I believe that as we expand our God concept to include Mother God, our world will change accordingly. Our God concept develops throughout our life. But often our relationship with our earthly mother will set a tone for how we relate to the Divine Mother. Sometimes when people are wounded by their earthly mothers, they do better relating to Father God. And the opposite is true as well. When we are wounded by our earthly father, Mother God may be more approachable at least at first, until we can make more conscious choices to expand our God concept to include both. Mother is supposed to be nurturing, but that is not always the case. Certainly the archetype of mother means that. I think we all have a longing for Mother God. This is an important time in history for healing the mother in ourselves and in our world. We do that by expressing her qualities of nurturing love. Let us remember her today, and today we also remember our earthly mothers, for they are expressions of the Divine Mother. Think for a moment about your human mother. Who is she? What is her story? My mother lives in Harris, Minnesota. She loves to play cards and spend time with her children, grandchildren, and great-grandchildren. I am also a mother myself. It was interesting that Wendy and I did the service together today. Almost 30 years ago, I went to Wendy as I was raising my sons by myself and said, "You don't have any biological children of your own. Can you help me out here? I'm kind of trying to do this one by myself." And when it was overwhelming, I'm pretty independent, so I didn't lean on her very often, but a few times I did pick up the phone and say, "All right, I need another perspective on this one because I'm floundering." So I have 3 children. My oldest son, Will, lives in Robbinsdale with his partner and their cat, Nimbus. My middle child just graduated from college yesterday, and that was a proud moment for Chris and I. Austin works as a preschool teacher in New Hope. And Serena, our youngest, is just finishing 7th grade. She loves dance and being outside. So pause for just a minute and think about your human mother, or the person who raised you, nurtured you, brought you up. Something to consider today. There is an old Jewish proverb that says, God could not be everywhere, and therefore he made mothers. We can also say God is everywhere, and she is our mother. On this Mother's Day, let us give thanks for mothers, whether they gave birth to their children or adopted them, for mothers who have lost a child through miscarriage, abortion, adoption, or death, and who still feel the loss. For those who have never had children and who are mothers in their hearts and express their nurturing in other ways. For those who did not have a loving mother but had to find that love from others. For our own mothers and theirs, as far back as our living memory will carry us. And for all who have lost their mothers and still feel that loss. There is a lovely poem about that loss called Gone But Not Forgotten. Don't think of her as gone away, her journey's just begun. Life holds so many facets, this earth is only one. Just think of her as resting from the sorrows and the tears, in a place of warmth and comfort, where there are no days and years. Think how she must be wishing that we could know today, now nothing but our sadness can really pass away. And think of her as living in the hearts of those she touched, for nothing loved is ever lost, and she is loved so very much. One thing is certain, we are all blessed with the gift of life through the mother we had or may still have. Alice von Hildebrand, in an article called Spiritual Motherhood, writes, I never had the incredible privilege of having children of my own, yet last year I was bombarded with Mother's Day cards and wishes. If you don't have children, for goodness sake, don't believe that you have to give up motherhood. Motherhood is not only biological maternity, it is spiritual maternity. There are hundreds of people all around who are desperately looking for a mother. A number of people have come to me to tell me about their problems. I listen to them and I love them, and I say very little, but they know that I care for them. In this sense, I have become their mother. Therefore, it's not a matter of either having biological or legally adopted children or being childless. No. A mother is the very essence of femininity. We have got to be mothers. It's interesting that sometimes even little girls already understand this in the way they help their little sister or brother. I totally reject the idea that you are not a mother unless you have children of your own. Becky Edmonston Lang goes further, saying, and maybe for all of us, women as well as men, we can recognize that in the end, mothering is not something that has to be constrained by our actual relationships with our real mothers or by our ability to give birth or raise children. That mothering is not limited exclusively to nurture of the next generation. And it does not have to be limited to women only. Mothering is something we all can do if we view the essence of mothering as loving and caring for others. Let us be inspired by our earthly mother today for the life we have been given. If it were not for her, we would not be alive. We can choose to make this a sacred day. We can access her, thereby gaining entry to the Divine Mother through prayer, praying to Mother God, praying to know the mother side of God and of ourselves. Healing issues with our own mother. This is one of the most important efforts we can make, even if it is only within ourselves. Extending compassion to all those you meet. Taking care of Mother Earth in whatever simple ways you can. A man stopped at a flower shop to order some flowers to be wired to his mother, who lived 200 miles away. As he got out of his car, he noticed a young girl sitting on the curb, sobbing. He asked her what was wrong, and she replied, I wanted to buy a red rose for my mother, but I only have 75 cents, and a rose costs $2. The man smiled and said, come on in with me, I'll buy you a rose. He bought the little girl her rose and ordered his own mother's flowers. They went outside, and the young girl said, thank you, I'll take the rose to my mother now. He watched her walk to a nearby cemetery with her flower. The man returned to the flower shop, canceled the wire order, picked up a bouquet, and drove the 200 miles to his mother's house. One day, a little girl is sitting and watching her mother do the dishes at the kitchen sink. She suddenly notices that her mother has several strands of white hair sticking out in contrast to her brunette hair. She looks at her mother and inquisitively asks, why are some of your hairs white, Mom? Her mother replied, well, every time you do something wrong and make me cry or unhappy, one of my hairs turns white. Not exactly a great example of motherly wisdom. The little girl thought about this revelation for a while and then asked, Mom, how come all of Grandma's hairs are white? And for those of you who have had a teenager or no one, this is much better motherly advice. Kids are dogs, teens are cats. I just realized that while children are dogs, loyal and affectionate, teenagers are cats. It's so easy to be a dog owner. You feed it, train it, boss it around. It puts its head on your knee and gazes at you as if you were a Rembrandt painting. It bounds indoors with enthusiasm when you call it. Then around age 13, your adoring little puppy turns into a big old cat. When you tell it to come inside, it looks amazed, as if wondering who died and made you emperor. Instead of dogging your doorstep, it disappears. You won't see it again until it gets hungry. Then it pauses on its sprint through the kitchen long enough to turn its nose up at whatever you're serving. When you reach out to ruffle its head in that old affectionate gesture, it twists away from you, then gives you a blank stare as if trying to remember where it has seen you before. You, not realizing that the dog is now a cat, think something must be desperately wrong with it. It seems so antisocial, so distant, sort of depressed. It won't go on family outings. Since you're the one who raised it, taught it to fetch and stay and sit on command, you assume that you did something wrong. Flooded with guilt and fear, you redouble your efforts to make your pet behave. Only now you're dealing with a cat, so everything that worked before now produces the opposite of the desired result. Call it and it runs away. Tell it to sit and it jumps on the counter. The more you go toward it, wringing your hands, the more it moves away. Instead of continuing to act like a dog owner, you can learn to behave like a cat owner. Put a dish of food near the door and let it come to you. But remember that a cat needs your help and your affection too. Sit still and it will come, seeking that warmth, comforting lap that has not been entirely forgotten. Be there to open the door for it. One day your grown-up child will walk into the kitchen, give you a big kiss and say, "You've been on your feet all day. Let me get those dishes for you." Then you'll realize your cat is a dog again. I shared the story of Wendy and how I leaned on her when I was trying to raise my boys as a single mom. And right behind Wendy, I see Nancy. And I fell apart on Nancy's couch many years ago when I had a miscarriage. And then in the back of the room, I see Erin, who, with her midwife hat on, delivered Serena almost 13 years ago. So I share those stories to let you know that you don't have to do this thing by yourself, that we have a community for a reason. And whether you are healing issues with your human mother or missing her terribly because she is no longer on this earthly plane, or if you are in a better space and remembering mothering yourself, wherever you are on that spectrum, it is important to know that you are loved. And may you always know a mother's love. Goddess bless you.
That. Wow. My mom was named Virginia, and she had one of the most beautiful voices I've ever heard. I would say the most beautiful voice, but I have this one that I get to sing with. And my mom trained to be a professional singer, an opera singer and a musical theater singer, and then she had 4 kids. And she didn't give up her dream. And she was a choir director. And there was a period of about 15 years where her and 12 other vivacious, talented human women would dress up with their long dresses and their gloves and their hairdos and their patent leather shoes, and just knock audience after audience out. And my mom, when she was 83 years old, taught me never to quit your dream. She was with Alzheimer's, and she published her first song. So
This is a song by Johnny Mercer that she used to sing all the time.
they called themselves the Dreamettes, and this was their theme song. And they were knockout. Dream when you're feeling blue. Dream, that's the thing to do. Just watch the smoke rings rise in the air. You'll find your share of memories there. So dream when the day is through. Dream, 'cause they might come true. Things never are as bad as they seem. So dream, dream, dream. that's the thing to do. Just watch the smoke rings rise in the air. You'll find your share of memories there. So dream when the day is through. Come on, we gotta dream, 'cause they might come true. Things never are as bad as they seem. So dream, dream, dream. You know that things never are as bad as they seem. So dream, dream, dream.
Oh, that was so good. Thank you so very much. I know most of the words, so I felt good about that. Um, it's one of the songs my mother also sang. Doing dishes, whatever, yeah. All right, now is the time in our service when we bless our offerings. And they can take many different forms, so we're not just talking money. Love, service, giving kindness, many different things. So just want to let you know, we invite you to go to our website to share your gift at unitynorthmn.org, and you can see that little QR code on the Zoom and up here on our projection screen. And you can give your offering there by using your phone. Or if you're in person today, you can place your offering in the basket that's at the end, back of the center aisle as you leave the sanctuary. We do ask that if you leave cash, put it in an offering envelope with your name on it. And if you prefer to mail a check, go to our website, get our address, and mail it in. So join me in speaking our offering blessing. Divine love flowing through me now blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. I am grateful. And now we'll have an offering song.
Be joyful in your giving. Be heartfelt in your praise. We are always receiving God's unending grace. Open your heart. Spirit will rise. Love flowing through you will open your eyes to joy that's in the receiver and joy in the giver too. Feel the joy of the Spirit in all His say and do. For God has freely given and freely gives today. If we would be His disciples, then we would do the same. If we would be His disciples, we must do the same.
that didn't notice, that was written by Amy. Yeah. Now, I know. Now it's time for our announcements, community news slide, we call it. And the first one we have here is that our prayer chaplain is Nancy Helvig. She is here. Her phone number is 612-382-7219. And our healing facilitator is Susan Brettschneider. Thank you very much, Susan. Our Mayflower sale, Jennifer, is coming up for this.
Why didn't anyone laugh at the gardener's jokes? Because they were too corny.
Got one.
I know it's not as good as last week's joke, but anyway, yes, forms are available in the narthex. These are shopper forms. So gardeners, when you go to Malmberg's Garden Center in Blaine or Rogers from May 25th to May 31st, take one of these with you. There's plenty of them in the narthex, and turn it in when you check out, and Unity North gets 10% of the pre-tax. Thank you. 10% of the pre-tax sales comes back, so you can just go buy the stuff you usually buy anyway, and then maybe a little more. Thank you.
Yep. And the flower sale that we had last week, we thank Jennifer, Christine, Bill, Brandy, Chris, everybody involved in creating that beautiful sale. There's still a few that were lined up, out, ready to be purchased. I saw when I came in. So there's a few more you can get. All right. Party Sunday is next week. Oh, you know what? I'm going to wait. Kathleen is standing here. We have a surprise announcement.
Good morning, everyone. Surprise announcement. We have a fabulous opportunity for you all to purchase some mighty fine jewelry. The youth are selling some homemade, they've made some, how do I want to get, threaded bracelets, and then we have some gorgeous bracelets that we originally got from Cherry Creek. For some of you who've been around for a while, we have some bracelets, necklaces, and earrings, all available for sale. My kids, my three girls, are out and back there, willing to accept any kind of form of money, including credit card, because we have a swipe, something to swipe your credit card if you have no change with you today. My other surprise announcement is really not a surprise. Family Table is coming up in less than 2 weeks, May 22nd, and there is a sign up on the table in the narthex if you are able to help out, prepare, serve, or do both on that meal. Please put your name down and a phone number, and I'll contact you. All right, thanks.
What's the meal this month?
Minnesota favorite. Anybody want to guess? Someone stole the thunder there. Tater tot hot dish it is. Right? Yes. All right. Thank you.
All right. Let's go back to our announcement page here. So, Party Sunday, next week, you will be able to purchase tickets to parties in this year's party program. The tickets are first come, first serve. Any remaining tickets still available after Party Sunday, they'll remain available online. There are copies of the party program booklet in the narthex. It's pretty cool. You can also download a copy of the booklet on our website, unitynorthmn.org/party-program-fundraiser-2025. There you go. And there's one party date that has changed. Noel and Diana's Buenosera restaurant, I hope I did that okay, will be held at 6 p.m. on Friday, July 25th instead of Monday, June 2nd. The booklet has been corrected and was resent out yesterday. There will also be printed copies available of the updated booklet in the narthex. Plant sale part 2, Garden Shopping Center. This was just, Jennifer just gave us this one, so we remember, go to Malmberg's. And there's 2 of them. There's one in Blaine and Rogers, just so you know. Family table drive-through Thursday, we just talked about that. Sign up form, contact Kathleen. And we have a unique opportunity. I have a visual that goes with this. This is a special one-night class with David Young on Tuesday, May 20th, from 7 to 9 p.m. It's the missing years of Jesus and Mary Magdalene, and the suggested offering is 20. So this class will now be held hybrid. It was going to be in person only, but now we're going to go hybrid, so that's awesome. Everybody online, you can come too. He's a multi-talented artist and visionary, award-winning artist, author, musician, well known for playing 2 Renaissance flutes, recorders. In harmony, he's recorded over 60 albums, sold over 1 million copies of his music. And what he's going to do is shed light on history's greatest deception, based on 12 years of evidential channeling, orchestrated synchronicities, I hope I said that right, and his amazing abstract art. He's also a gifted channeler, channels messages from the heavenly realms through his music and art. David teaches how to create the diagram of the family tree, which explains the interconnectedness of Jesus and Mary Magdalene's family. And David, he's a true visionary. There's a book. Rhonda got this. The true story of Jesus and his wife, Mary Magdalena.
You're not surprised, Nancy?
Not at all. Chris's main job in life is to build more bookcases. He agreed. This is their untold truth through art and evidential channeling. There we go. It's not about religion, David says, and I am not a Christian, so there we go. So this is very interesting. We've got that. And that is, you need to sign up for this. You can register at uninorthmnr.org/themissingyears. And that should be all our announcements that I've got, right?
Can I say something?
Always.
I've been associated with this church for a long time before this
Yeah.
beautiful woman came into my life. And this church, like my mother and my sisters and my beautiful wife, have helped confirm that not only are women my equals, they're often my betters, and that isn't a challenge to my masculinity at all.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here.
Oh, yeah. All right. So, first of all, we want to say thank you to our production team before we move forward. But bing. Brandy and Chris made their entrance.
You lost your foam.
Yeah, it hit the ground, sorry. We want to thank our musicians, Amy and Adams, Mark and Amy. And a very special thank you to Rhonda being our guest speaker today. And thank you for the wonderful lesson.
You're welcome.
And the meditation. Meditation is what kind of kicked my butt, got me going. All right, it's time for our prayer for protection. Oh, wait a minute. Yes, the community slide first. Our affirmation. Will you join me? Centered in prayerful intention, we give thanks for an overflowing abundance of spiritual awakening, prosperity, new members and children for Unity North Spiritual Center. Now it's the prayer of protection. Will you please join me? And I'd like you to stand if you can. If you can't, don't worry. The light of God surrounds us. I am the light of God. The love of God enfolds us. I am the love of God. The power of God protects us. I am the power of God. The presence of God watches over us. I am the presence of God. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Join us for the peace song that Amy and Mark will lead us in.
was meant to be, with God as our creator, family all our needs. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous hour. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternal.